Hey guys, this is Dr. Sangeeta and welcome back to another lecture of Dental Pathshala where we help you understand and learn dentistry better and easy way. And today's topic we are going to talk about the diseases of salivary gland. So without further ado, let's get started. And welcome back to another 10 in 10 series where we cover each topic under 10 headings in 10 minutes. And today's topic is the Sjogren syndrome. Now this is a multi-system immune mediated chronic inflammatory disease. And before we get started with the Sjogren syndrome, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any of our future notifications. So always remember that Sjogren syndrome is an autoimmune disease. What happens in the Sjogren syndrome is that there is acinar destruction of the salivary gland as well as the lacrimal gland. So there are two glands which are involved in the Sjogren syndrome. The salivary gland as well as the lacrimal gland, and therefore we will be talking about the xerostomia and xerothelmia. So basically there is dryness of the mouth as well as dryness of the eye which is taking place. See what happens when the acinar of a specific glands are destructed, then there will be reduced flow to that gland. This is common sense. So what happens? Because there is acinar destruction, so there is reduced flow to that particular gland. So there is reduced flow from the saliva, reduced flow or from the eyes. So there is acinar destruction of the salivary as well as the lacrimal gland. And what happens? There is lymphocytic infiltration. Now, Sjogren syndrome is most specifically seen in the women's, and male to female ratio is 20 to 80. As you can see, if we take out of 10, 8 are females which are involved. 0.5 to 1% of the people are infected with the Sjogren syndrome. Now what we see in the Sjogren syndrome is that there are rheumatoid factors which are present in the Sjogren syndrome. There is presence of serum anti-nuclear antibodies, that is serum anti-nuclear antibodies which are present. So that is anti-SSA, which is the anti-Sjogren syndrome A, and anti-Sjogren syndrome B, which is present in the serum. And this increases the possibility of the disease. So there is presence of the anti-nuclear antibodies which is seen in the serum in case, and that is why if we do the histochemistry, then we see these anti-nuclear antibodies, A and A, anti-nuclear antibodies. So which antibodies? Anti-SSA, which is the anti-Sjogren syndrome A, and anti-Sjogren syndrome B. So if we see the Sjogren syndrome, there are two groups of the Sjogren syndrome. First is the primary and another one is the secondary. So the primary Sjogren syndrome we also call the Sicca syndrome. So what is the Sicca syndrome? So Sicca syndrome is burning sensation in the eye. So what happens in the Sicca syndrome? Salivary as well as the lacrimal gland is involved. So there is going to be xerostomia, that is the dryness of the mouth, as well as xerothelmia, which is the dryness of the eye. So we see in the Sicca syndrome, you know what happens in the Sicca syndrome? The patient actually complains of burning sensation in the eye. We will see in the clinical features. So the second one is the secondary Sjogren syndrome. In the secondary Sjogren syndrome, of course, there is going to be xerostomia plus xerothelmia, which is the dryness of the mouth, dryness of the eye, as well as we see autoimmune connective tissue disorders, usually rheumatoid arthritis. And along with that, there is any of these disease. So you can remember it from past. So P, primary biliary cirrhosis, P, polymyositis, P, periarteritis nodosa, S is for SLE and systemic sclerosis. So PA, periarteritis nodosa, you can remember, right? So you can remember it from past. Always remember primary Sjogren's is salivary plus, only salivary plus lacrimal, that is xerostomia plus xerothelmia. Then Sjogren's is addition of rheumatoid arthritis and any of these disease. Right. So what will happen? What will we see in the Sjogren syndrome? The patient will complain of xerostomia, xerothelmia, also arthralgia, because rheumatoid arthritis is involved. So patient will complain of pain in the joints, and there will be tiredness and fatigue. and the patient will go into depression because because the patient feels so fatigued, so tired that patient may even sleep for 10 to 15 hours a day. And patient, see what happens when there is dry mouth. There will be difficulty in eating, difficulty in swallowing, difficulty in talking. Also there is 88% of saliva reduced. So there is lot saliva which is reduced in this, and that is why the patient is affected more. Patient can even go to depression, patient can feel tiredness, can feel fatigue. And because of the xerostomia, if we look at the saliva, then saliva is going to be frothy, and patient will also not feel any taste sensation. So there will be disturbed taste sensation, and it can be accompanied by candidiasis. Right, so there can be candidiasis along with that. And if we see the oral mucosa of the xerostomia patient, or we see the oral mucosa of the Sjogren's syndrome, it will be red, dry, tender, smooth and glazy. If you see, very shiny and red oral mucosa will be there. So we call it the parchment-like appearance. That is the shiny and the glazed mucosa. Patient will find very difficult to wear the dentures because dry mouth again. Also xerostomia, xerostomia is happening because there is dryness of the mouth, and also there can be recurrent candidiasis. There can be again coming back of candidiasis at the dorsum of the tongue. What happens when there is a recurrent candidiasis which is coming? So the tongue become red and atrophic, and there can be fissures and lobulations on the surface of the tongue, which will look like the cobblestone appearance of the tongue. So these fissures and lobulations, because of this recurrent candidiasis, already xerostomia is there in the patient mouth and recurrent candidiasis infection is coming. So because of that, the dorsum of the tongue, the surface of the tongue, upper surface of the tongue, it becomes red and atrophic. There can be fissures and lobulations present on the surface of the tongue, and this will make the tongue appear like a cobblestone. So that is why cobblestone appearance. Now coming to keratoconjunctivitis sicca. Keratoconjunctivitis sicca is dryness of the eyes as well as conjunctivitis. So there is going to be decreased secretions from the lacrimal gland. So what will happen? Inflammation of the conjunctiva. So that will lead to dryness of the eyes and conjunctivitis. That will be keratoconjunctivitis sicca in the Sjogren's syndrome. Now if we talk about Sicca syndrome, because of the Sicca syndrome, because of the primary Sjogren's syndrome, there will be gritty and burning sensation in the eyes. Now patient will feel that something went inside, some foreign body is inside the eyes. Then patient keep on rubbing the eyes. So that will cause the itching sensation, and there can be blurred vision in the eyes in case of primary Sjogren's, in case of Sicca syndrome. Now which gland it affects? Which salivary gland it affects? Mostly the parotid salivary gland. So what do we see in the histological section? There is going to be lymphocytic infiltration as well as acinar destruction of the salivary as well as the lacrimal gland. So if we want to do the investigation, we can either take the labial salivary gland biopsy, or if we see the cyalography, then we will see that there is a snowstorm or cherry blossom tree. Cherry tree in the blossom like appearance. If we take the scintigraphy, then the salivary scinti scanning using pertectinate shows that there is decreased uptake of isotope. Now normally the isotope which was showing in the scanning, there is reduced flow because there is decrease in the salivary flow. Also in the patient of keratoconjunctivitis sicca, there will be corneal keratotic lesion. So if we do the Rose Bengal dye test, then we will see there are pink stains because of the keratoconjunctivitis sicca, because of the corneal keratotic lesion, and it is going to stain these Rose Bengal test into pink color. Also we can check with the Schremer's test. So Schremer's test is to check the reduced lacrimal flow. So what do? We put this filter paper is there, okay. We put this filter paper between the eye and the eyelid, and then we check the degree of the tearing. So how much tear is coming out of the eyes, that we check in this filter paper is going to absorb the tears. So if the tear is less than 5 millimeter in 5 minutes, that means the patient is positive for Sjogren's syndrome. That means there is decreased lacrimal flow rate. So Schimmer's test is also used to check, to investigate the Sjogren's syndrome. Also we can do the immunohistochemistry. So if there is any presence of anti-nuclear antibodies, ANA, which is anti-SSA, anti-SSB, if we see in the serum, then also we can know that this is Sjogren's syndrome. Right, so how are we going to treat it? Either we can, for xerostomia, we can give the artificial saliva. We can also give the systemic steroids, like because patient may also have the rheumatoid arthritis if it is secondary. Also, we can give the antibiotic eye drops for the xerophthalmia. Then if the patient is having candida infection, then we can give the antifungal. Also, we have to maintain the oral hygiene. We have to ask the patient to reduce the sweet intake. We can give the fluoride therapy. So all these things we have to give, so that, see, because xerostomia, there will be increased risk of periodontal infection, increased risk of caries. So many things will happen because of the xerostomia. That also we have to consider in the mind. So guys, this is about Sjogren's syndrome. Remember that Sika syndrome is xerostomia, xerophthalmia, dryness of mouth, dryness of eyes. And secondary is, along with that, rheumatoid arthritis and the PAS. PAS is this. So guys, this is about Sjogren's syndrome. I hope that you have enjoyed the video. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Also, you can comment in the comment section below, and there is a link in the description box below to support me on Paytm as well as on PayPal to make free videos for you guys and to make free notes. So till then, keep reading, keep learning, stay motivated, stay safe. I will see you soon in the next video.